Kelly Hassab, welcome.
Thank you.
to Business Insider and to BMW. It's a wonderful room. Tray in Gold Neat, not a normal place for a female to be at the board table, but you're there since 2009, working with them since 1996.
Yeah.
Pretty much straight from university, I would have thought, or high school at that stage, was it?
No. Thank you, you're so kind. No, I worked for 9 years with Asquith and DeWitt in Charlestown. I went to uni at Newcastle and worked there I went to uni part-time and worked full-time, and then moved to tin or tray in Gold Neat, it's a mouthful, in 96 when we moved back to the coast.
So what does Tray in Gold Neat do?
We're essentially a multidisciplinary firm that facilitates land development for our clients. We're made up of surveyors, civil designers and town planners, and yeah, we're one of the largest firms on the coast.
And been here for a while, Tray in Gold Neat?
1980, we were founded by John Tray and Peter Ingold, and they were essentially a surveying firm, but it sort of grew over the years into providing a number of services. So
I understand, as an aside, that Ingold and one of our co-founders of Business Insider used to have choir practice at the Long Jetty Hotel. Yeah. Were you aware of that?
I was, and I was a participant in choir practice, but I was very young and impressionable and enjoyed it, actually.
Did you?
Well, that was the networking of the 90s. Now the networking is more formalised.
And you are, well, let's talk about that. You're a member of, one of your networks is
Wild Fig. Yeah, Wild Fig Service Alliance.
Effective?
Love it. I really love it. And I love, it's a really supportive, nurturing, motivating sort of group of people, and I really enjoy it. I like being part of a Central Coast-based organisation that's got sort of like-minded people. It's really motivating.
Is it working for the business? Are you getting business out of it?
No, not. Oh well, maybe, but I don't go to it for that. I go to it more for me personally, and I think ultimately the business benefits if you're feeling motivated, and it really certainly does motivate.
Okay, let's talk about changes in the business, because that professional space has changed significantly over the last 30 years or so. What have been some of the major changes in Tray in Gold Neat?
One of the major changes, I suppose, is that we're introducing a number of services, like starting from traditionally a surveying firm, and then employing civil designers and town planners. So we've sort of grown and adapted to the environment, I think. And at one point we were very big, and then we've sort of pulled back. We were involved in telecommunication work from Sydney to Brisbane and Sydney to Melbourne, and so that was a big change. We were massive then. 50 is big for us. And so we've then consolidated and brought back and really have adapted to the economic climate, and we've now got about 18 staff. But for us, the last couple of years we've really just focused on business development and streamlining our processes and doing things as well as we can.
What does that mean?
Well, it means just becoming more accountable and having more like our financial controls and cash flow projections, and just getting more business savvy, which is quite, I suppose, they're basic business management tools. But for a surveying firm, a smaller firm, we're fairly conservative, and we're good at surveying, but not necessarily ever taught how to, manage a business. And so that's been the biggest change, is that we've really focused on our governance, and we're not afraid to bring other people in and surround ourselves with like business advisors and mentors and accounting advice, and so I think we're becoming a lot more savvy and.
That's cool, and it is an evolution from a partner base to a corporate base or a commercial.
Yes, yeah.
Base.
So there's 3 directors at the moment. They're Michael Neat, Robert Polson and myself. And Robert and I have basically grown up with the business, so we started off as middle management and I've always had our say, and it was just seemed like a natural progression that we would then become partners. And Michael is excellent. He's a great friend and good mentor and steady hand, and because Rob and I can often get a little out of line.
you youngsters are like that.
That's right.
It's just can't.
So
but it must be working, because relatively recently, perhaps last Saturday night.
Very exciting news.
What was the category in the Central Coast Excellence in Business Award that you won?
Well, we were finalists in 2 categories.
I need to go on about it.
No, I won't. Excellence in marketing, and we came second. Lake Haven Shopping Centre were very impressive, and they won that category. But we were the winners of the medium business category, Excellence in Medium Business. So for us, that was just really exciting. We couldn't believe it. I mean, we were thrilled to be
Why do you
a
think
finalist.
You got it?
Oh, I don't know. I think the submission was pretty good. Thanks to Phaedra from A Way with Words. She really helped us. Because generally we're fairly technically based, not so good at putting together a submission. I mean, this is the first time we'd ever put ourselves out there and entered an award, and so to have someone like Phaedra come in and just polish our submission, I think that gave us an edge.
Well, that's in line,
We're not afraid to ask for help and put our hands up when we need it. But I think the fact we're really proud that we're a 32-year-old company, that it's a tough time at the moment, and we didn't shy away from that. But I think our submission was probably that it just emphasised that we were optimistic about the future, and that we were preparing the company for when, things start booming again, hopefully.
So how do you want to see the company change in the next 12 months, 18 months?
Well, maybe not change. I think we just want to consolidate and, increase our client base, and with our new service strata certification, that sort of adds another feather in our cap. So Robert's an accredited certifier, and he can issue some complying development certificates and strata certificates, not necessarily for the projects that we're involved in, but he can provide that service for other, surveying firms and other developers, and it'll sort of push us to go further afield. I mean, traditionally we've been Central Coast based, but we've changed. We've had to go further afield for work and working in more regional areas, and Bathurst, Hunter Valley, Sydney, and we'll go wherever the work will take us.
and the valley is pushing ahead, so there's work in the Hunter. Yeah,
there is. Although we've had a bit of work in Bathurst and Goulburn, those areas. They're areas that we're pleased to be working in.
And then the remote, I guess, management of those jobs, not an issue?
Not an issue. I mean, our technology, you can be working anywhere and be remote and still be sort of essentially sitting at the front of, your keyboard at work, and you can be off somewhere. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of that at home. I work from home a bit, having young children. It gives me the flexibility to be able to work school hours and then still, be working at home once they've finally gone to bed.
So what's the tip? You are, I guess, starting a new business, or if you were advising one of your colleagues on what to be aware of in starting a business, what would be the number one tip you'd give them?
I'd surround yourself with a good team, and don't pretend that you can do everything on your own. I think, and due diligence, have a look at a business plan and sort of get the basics right, the cash flow, and know where your target, who your clients are, know who you are and where you want to go. I think it's all about due diligence, I think.
Yeah. And what's the passion comes from? Is it now to be you are a qualified surveyor?
I'm a qualified surveyor. Haven't worked in the field for years, but I've got some qualifications in environmental studies, and so I head our planning department, and sort of the interface between the surveying and planning and project management aspect of the job. But I really love the business side of things. I'm really enjoying
I'm getting that feeling.
Yeah.
Surveyor first and then a businesswoman.
Yes.
A business person.
Business person. Yeah.
To keep Robert and
Michael in check.
Yes, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how Trade and Gold Neat markets themselves. Is there a conscious process?
Well, we're getting better at it, hopefully. I think a lot of our business is by repeat and referral, but we are, we're trying to improve websites and really sort of educate and market our business to our existing clients, and so that they know all of the services that we provide. So it's more, we email and we have newsletters and sort of just really the basic. But sort of trying to keep up to date and keep our website moving and progressive and current. Yeah. So
can we talk a little? We're expecting any day to get some more details on the New South Wales government green paper on development. If you could get in someone's ear and say you must do this, what would you like to see that?
I'd like to see the development process be streamlined and not have as many, agencies to be included in the processes, and just have, the one consenting authority. At the moment, you might have an integrated development that needs to go into council, and then it gets referred off to a whole heap of other government agencies, and that's challenging and tough and delays the process, the development process. And it's very difficult to communicate that to your clients who aren't used to dealing with so much bureaucracy, and it just adds to the cost. So it's a very difficult process at the moment.
Part of the discussion, I think, is about having regional boards or advisory groups to act as an approval stage rather than maybe taking it to council and its boards. Would that be a good?
I think that'd be beneficial. Yeah, I mean, because it's on more of a regional, they'd know their area, and you're dealing with people that are sort of familiar with it. At the moment, often you're not. You're dealing with people that have no insight into the area that you're dealing with. So I would see that as a benefit, definitely.
I guess hiring great people, you're in a very demanding area where experience is critical. Is it hard to find good people on the Central Coast?
It is. I mean, we're lucky. We've got a great team, and a lot of our staff have been with us for over 10 years. Actually, one of our surveyors has been with us for the 31 years and is still working in the field. So we've got a really great, loyal team. It's challenging with surveyors, particularly registered surveyors, and we've lost quite a few surveyors, not our company, but the industry, to the mines and, chasing, sort of the big bucks and remote working. But we've been lucky so far with our staff, and we try and support the unis and the TAFE and have sort of an undergraduate program where we can encourage and foster young kids straight out of uni.
So how do you do that?
Look, we just, on a really small scale, we just offer them holiday work. We offer them a little, scholarship that might help them buy textbooks or a laptop, and really it's just about the mentoring and providing them with the work experience. Because, a lot of particularly the degree course, it's very focused on theory, and, there's not a lot of practical sort of work.
And it is a long course too.
It's 4 years, yeah. You can do a dual degree where you can do civil engineering and surveying, which is attractive to a lot of people. That takes 5 years. But if they can work during their studies, it really benefits them, and it helps us too. It's great. It's good for our staff as well to be involved with younger people, and they keep us up to date with how to use Bluetooth and all this. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I'm sure I'll get onto Bluetooth sooner or later. I guess if there was something you would change within Tray and Golden Eat, you know, is there a focus, or is it just to continue the evolution?
Just to continue the evolution. I think it's tough balancing working in the business and working on the business. You know, I'd like to work on the business and improve some of our systems, you know, that would and sort of improve it for the staff, really, in terms of training and support, and, you know, set programs like that which we have got, but we're not overly consistent. So I'd like to improve the consistency of some of the things that we do. I think we do a lot really well, but there's still areas that we are forever trying to improve. But we've got a lot right, I think.
Well, you can add your experience in front of the camera now as something else you've done.
Thank you.
After winning the award. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.